Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now I have got my not too shabby paper pad club here, and look how cute it's packaged with that little rainbow scallop sticker and the little heart on there, super cute. And we've just got it wrapped in some tissue paper, and I'm just going to cut it open. I'm trying to be neat about it, and then when I go to get into it I wind up kind of tearing it up. So anyway, I'll use my scissors and just kind of clip it open. Now, I had not peeked and didn't look and see what this was, and so when I opened it, I was just in love with it. It is so darling. So we have got this, it's called Sweet Little Cuties ephemera die-cut pieces, and we have got the stamp set that is called Berry Sweet Cuties, and they're so cute. We've got rabbits and a mouse, so there's basically two little images with the rabbits and two with the mouse, and we've got some great sentiments. Hello cutie, you're a cutie. Hello sweet friend, fresh squeezed, have a sunny day. And then we have got the sweet little cuties, 6x6, 12 designs of the pattern paper. And we're just going to take a look at it. I'm just going to flip through it and show you what we've got. So we have got this orange that have got like orange juice and some slices, and it's got like a orange gingham on the back of it, and I love gingham, so I'm here for it. I love it. Now this, I love this kind of sage green stripe. Love this. And then you've got the oranges with some green on the back of it, really pretty. Here's a navy with orange, and it is stunning, the orange and the navy together. And then on the reverse side of this, we've got the stripe, and we're going to make a card with the stripe today. I love it. Here's some sage kind of gingham, and we've got some big orange slices there and some greenery. And then we have some more oranges on yellow. We've got a yellow striped pattern paper, and this is pretty. It's like a orange, I don't know, just kind of a gradation of oranges. And then we've got some more oranges on the back. So this is lovely. I really love the orange set and the ephemera. I'm going to go ahead and pull some of these out and kind of show you some of the pieces, and there are a lot of them. So you can see we've got orange slices with a heart. We've got some with little cutie faces on them and little stems. We've got a set of balloons here. We're going to use the balloons on my card today. We've got like a banner of oranges there. And then floral elements. We've got some bigger faces, and then we've got a slice of orange cake, and just all kinds of little wreaths and floral elements that you could use. And I'm not going to show you everything. Some more cuties, some more slices. We've got some cupcakes. We've got numbers. You've got 0 through 9 on that, and those are so cute. They've got some greeners. We have a couple different bows. We've got one with gingham and then one with orange. You've got some small and some large ones. I'm just showing you some of those numbers. Super, super fun set of ephemera. And what a great time to receive it. We've just had a winter snowstorm, and it's dark and gray and depressing, and this paper is absolutely gorgeous. So we've got our second paper pad, and it's called Wild Strawberry Meadows. And I'm showing you we've got strawberries on the stamp set as well as oranges. So you can coordinate the stamp set with either one of these paper pads. Now we're going to go through the wild strawberry, and on the back was that green, just a real light green, just gorgeous, love it. So we've got a whole bunch of strawberries here, and I'll tell you, strawberries are my grandson's favorites. And I've grabbed two patterns there. I'm going to flip it back over. So on the back of the strawberries is a green gingham, and it's a real light pell. And then we've got some pink and white polka dots, and I love that. And then some strawberry pattern on the back. We've got some larger strawberries, and they've got little faces on them. They're so cute. And then a pink. And then here is a green polka dot. And we've got some strawberries and some greenery. And then we have 4 sheets of cut-aparts that you can use with this, with the cake and the strawberries and the balloons and super fun. We've got some daisies on there, or I guess those are probably strawberry flowers. They kind of look like a daisy. And then here's a pink striped pattern paper, which is gorgeous. Love it. And then we've got a green, and we've got that beautiful light green with the strawberries. Just so pretty. Love it. See how that coordinates so nice together. Just beautifully curated 6x6 pattern papers. And then we've got the cute stamp set and the ephemera. Now, I went off camera and took a look at it, and I decided I was going to use that blue and white striped pattern paper and some of the ephemera pieces. And then I had a couple of scrap panels that have been laying around my craft room too long that we're going to use. I've got some orange cardstock we're going to layer it up with, and we're just going to make a quick card. I always like to make at least one card with my unboxing videos, so we're going to do that here. So I've got an A2 size card base that is side folding, and I've got an A2 size orange panel of cardstock, and I was just kind of sizing it up there. I'm going to trim just a smidgen off the edge here so that I'll make sure that it is covered nicely with that cardstock there, and we'll just get it laid down on there. So I haven't used my glue today, so I'm going to have to get my little pin back in and give it a little poke and get my glue running, and then we'll get this panel laid down on our card base. So we'll just get it glued up. This is just so fun. You could use the oranges for just a variety of different reasons. I think you could make a great birthday card. In fact, I'm going to use the cake and the balloons on my card, and I think it'd be a fun birthday card. But you've got squeeze the day, have a sunny day, fresh squeezed, hello cutie, you're a cutie, hello sweet friend, are all stamps that are included in the stamp set that you could use for sentiments. Now I'm cutting this panel down to 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to have a nice big orange frame around this, and I think it just pops right off of that orange. And then I had a piece of vellum that I've used from my stash, a postage stamp die apparently, and then I've got another rectangle that has a stitch on there, and I'm showing you the other side of that paper. It's gorgeous. You could use either side on this one. And I thought those panels have been laying around long enough in my craft room, I ought to use them. When I go to glue them down, I'll notice on the back of the white panel there's some marks on it and stuff because it's, been sitting around too long. But since we're going to glue it down, you won't see that. But I'm just going to I'm just going to glue everything pretty flat. So we'll just lay our white. You can see the marks on the white cardstock there. So it's just been laying in my craft room too long, so now's the right opportunity to use it. We're just going to layer it up on this vellum. We're just using the vellum because it was there, and it'll be a nice little extra layer between our white and our striped pattern paper. And we're just going to layer it in the center of our card base there, and this is going to be the landing zone for our focal point. So I'll just get this lined up on there. Looks like I went a little bit lower on it, but it won't matter because our balloons are going to hang over. Now I have never stamped this ephemera with this slick on here, and so I'm going to stick my neck out and do it. It doesn't come out perfect, but it is a handmade card, and it comes out good enough that it'll work out just fine. So I'm bringing in the Misty because I know I'm going to stamp on this, and I want to try not to mess it up. I only got one of the balloon sets, so this is all I got. It's one and done. So I'm going to give it a try, and I'm going to use it with the results that we have. So I can't find my big magnet. I used it last night. I don't know where it is. I'll have to look for it. So I'm bringing in a small one, and I'll wind up having to bring in another one because it's just not holding it down. I've got a sticky mat on there, but it's lost its stickiness. So I'm going to choose the Squeeze the Day because I think it'll fit right on the balloon and be the right size. And so we'll just get it positioned on there. And it's pretty sticky because it's a brand new stamp set. And so I'll struggle with getting it laid down on there and not lifting when I go to open my door. In fact, I think I cut that out because I had to keep, I picked it up and then it moved and then I had to lay it back down and then here I'm trying to get it to not move. So anyway, this is where I bring in a second one and I'm like, we're going to get this to stay down one way or another. And then we'll get it pressed. There we go. So I'm going to rub my fingers on there because I'm realizing exactly how sticky that is now. And I'm going to try and reline it up, double check. I think it's going to be okay. Now we'll stamp it up. I think I should have used my clear watermark ink and then used white embossing powder on it, and it would have turned out perfectly. But instead I was trying to use this black and use clear, and I should have used clear ink and white powder, and I would have had a much better result. So if you decide to try it, I would recommend doing that. It's just not holding the color. It doesn't look bad there, but it keeps fading, and so this is where I thought, well, maybe if I put some clear embossing powder on there, it'll seal that color in, but it really just kind of faded it. But it'll be fine. We're going to use it. But I would use clear and then white embossing powder, and it would have looked nice with the white on there for sure. So just getting it powdered up real nice and well, and then we'll heat emboss it. So I'm going to bring in my embossing tool. It's good and warm, and I'm just going to heat it up. And it pretty much seals it in, but it does kind of lighten it up. And we've got Squeeze the Day on our balloons. So we're going to bring them in. I'm going to kind of tuck them behind the cake. We're going to fill up this white panel pretty much. I'll bring in some embellishments too for some of the white open spaces, but I'm just kind of surveying how, it kind of lightened it up. So we'll just put some glue on this and we'll get it laid down on our card base. And I will tell you, this winter weather and this cold is just taking a toll on me. I am just exhausted. This cold weather and this winter is just kind of draining. I'll be glad when we can move on to some nice weather and be headed towards spring. We've got a cold snap that's going to hang with us for a while, so I'm going to have to just be patient and wait. So I think this looks cute, and like I said, this would make a great birthday card. I like the contrast of that dark blue with the orange. I think it looks really pretty. I'm going to bring in my pick tool, and then I just dug around in my stash, and I found these enamel pieces here, gems or whatever, and I've got a perfect color of orange to kind of match what we've got going on. So I'll lay several of these down, just kind of fill in some of that white space on our card and add a little bit of shine to it. And I always struggle with where to put these things. We're just going to kind of cluster them around the balloons there, and then here's where I'm debating, and I just go ahead and add it to the bottom there by the other one, and then we'll bring in a fifth one and put it in the lower corner there with the other one. And just get it laid down. I'm still debating, trying to figure out what to do. And we're going to go with that, and that'll finish up the card. We're going to actually bring in, because we've got a lot of ephemera, we're going to bring one of the little cuties in for the inside of it. I think it'd be fun to just have a little smiley face on the inside of the card. So I'm just kind of digging around, trying to figure out what I want to use. And I'm going to bring this one in. And then I realize I've got just a thin strip of pattern paper left from where I cut the bottom of this panel off. And so we'll bring it in and lay it down, and then we'll add our cutie. in there and just kind of decorate the inside of our card. So I'm going to line this up and get it laid down in there. And then we're going to add that cute little smiley face on there. Isn't that darling? Such a fun set. So I'm going to be working with this some more on my channel. I hope you liked it. If you did, consider giving it a like. And if you haven't subscribed, and turn on the notifications so that you can see me work with the rest of this product. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.